قل هذه سبيلي أدعو إلى الله على بصيرة أنا ومن اتبعني وسبحان الله وما أنا من المشركين.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه وسلم تسليما كثيرا مزيدا إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد. He mentioned Ibn Kathir's statement, rahimahullah, the one he said, the creator of these things is the one who deserves to be worshipped. The creator of these things is the one who deserves to be worshipped. And then he said, وأنواع العبادة التي أمر الله بها مثل الإسلام والإيمان والإحسان ومنه الدعاء والخوف والرجاء والتوكل والرغبة والرهبة والخشوع والخشية والإنابة والاستعانة والاستعاذة والاستغاثة والذبح والنذر وغير ذلك من أنواع العبادة التي أمر الله بها. All these types of worship that he mentioned are mere examples, they're not all of them. And he mentioned Islam, Iman and Ihsan. Then he went to mention 14 other ones. He mentions 14 other ones. And we're going to start with the first one that he mentioned, dua. The first one is dua. He says in your booklet, وَمِنْهُ الدُّعَاءُ وَمِنْهُ الدُّعَاءُ. And from that is invocation and supplication. And from that is invocation and supplication. Invocation, supplication is dua. Then later on, he mentions proof for that. Like I said, first he mentions just the word dua, then he mentions proof. What does he mention later on? After the paragraph of proof, he says, وَفِي الْحَدِيثِ الدُّعَاءُ مُخُّ الْعِبَادَةِ وَقَوْلُهُ تَعَالَى وَقَالَ رَبُّكُمْ ادْعُونِي أَسْتَجِبْ لَكُمْ مِنَ الَّذِينَ يَسْتَكْبِرُونَ عَنْ عِبَادَتِي سَيَدْخُلُونَ جَهَنَّمَ دَاخِرِينَ. So he mentions the verse in Surah Ghafir, but he mentions first the hadith as proof for dua. He says, invocation is the core of worship. Invocation is the core of worship. Then he says, and the evidence for that is the saying of Allah, وَقَالَ رَبُّكُمْ ادْعُونِي. Your Lord says, O people, invoke me, supplicate me, making your worship sincerely for me alone, and I will answer you, and I will pardon you and give you. Those إِنَّ الَّذِينَ يَسْتَكْبِرُونَ عَنْ عِبَادَتِي, those who disdain to worship me, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ يَسْتَكْبِرُونَ عَنْ عِبَادَتِي, عِبَادَتِي is those who disdain to worship me alone will enter hellfire and disgrace. That's in Surah Ghafir. So the first one he mentions for dua is the hadith, or the supposed hadith, الدعاء مخ العبادة. Mukh literally means brain in Arabic. Dua is the brain of worship. Your brain is your core. So when you use it in a context like this, it means not the literal brain, but of course, but the core of something. Here it means if there's no dua in your ibadah, then the core of your ibadah is missing. This hadith right here, dua, الدعاء مخ العبادة, is in Sunan al-Tirmidhi on the authority of Anas ibn Malik radiyallahu anhu. However, it's weak, because in the chain is a man called Abdullah ibn Luhay'a, and he's classified as weak for bad memory. There's some stipulation for his hadith being accepted, but it doesn't fall under this hadith. So this hadith is weak. There's another hadith in Musnad Ahmad, Abu Dawood, At-Tirmidhi, and others, on Nu'man ibn Bashir. It's very similar in wording, not exact, but very similar. But the chain of authenticity is authentic. It's also in Bukhari, Al-Adab al-Mufrad, and Ibn Abi Shayba, and others narrated the hadith. الدعاء هو العبادة. The authentic one is الدعاء هو العبادة. Invocation is worship. So we say the first hadith, the one that's used by the author, dua is the brain of ibadah. That's weak. That's weak in its chain, but it's authentic in its meaning. Because we have another hadith that substantiates it. So it's weak.